And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back after the non-existent break. We didn't know that the ad that the ad was gonna substitute the break, as we did have a very nice ad with some very nice messages from Estrella, from Diego, and from Time. That was amazing. That was beautiful. But now we are back. Yakuzaku has morphed into his final form. He has morphed into the lovely, the beautiful, the AsherBro.
Ah, you stole my moment from me. I was gonna hit them. I was gonna hit them with the and we are live. I'm Light VIP back once again, and joining me this very fine evening, it will be the Terran apologist that for some reason doesn't think Terran's broken. Ha ha ha! It is AsherBro.
Why doesn't he think Terran's broken? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. But yes, we're here with our second series of the day with Team GP versus GGG. But before we dive into this, I want to give everyone a very special, once again, Happy New Year's, because we have clocked over into 2023. And what a better way to kick things off than with a TVP.
Happy New Year's, and we are picking up right where we left off with TVP being unwinnable. And here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map. It is a Nightmare.
Oh, I think you're a little bit behind because in the top left-hand corner representing GGG, we have Dream.
Oh, not behind. Just didn't give us any time.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Oh, good. But yes, we're back here with our second series. And Asher, thank you so much for joining me, especially because this is a very special edition of World Team League. I had mere seconds to grab some drinks, Papi. Oh my god.
Prepare. What have you got?
All right, I've got a bottle. I don't know if Kuro can show this. I've got a bottle of caramel infused tequila.
Oh, sounds really nice.
From the brand Bonchos, 1910 apparently. There you go. It's beautiful. You can't see it because of the world.
Green. Yep, I understand.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Beautiful. And
I have a bottle of Pisco, Papi, of Pisco.
Ooh.
Big bottle. It's bigger than my face.
I have got nothing fancy. I have a gin and tonic.
Oh.
But the gin is fancy. I can't remember what it's called. Maybe I'll bring some over later.
Okay.
Depending on how the players go.
Depending on how much smurging happens.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm so glad that we didn't start drinking for the first series because there were quite some moments that were recording. And I was like, no.
Oh, well, there we go. Lucky for you. But here we go. We are starting up our match here on Stargazers. We have Nightmare vs. Dream. It is the Fear Dragon game of the century.
Oh, let's go. Nightmare versus... How did we not notice? It's the matchup.
Someone tweeted about it. I can't take all the credit for noticing this, but it is the matchup. It is a Dream versus Nightmare. It's night versus day. The only thing better than this would be light versus dark.
That would be better. I wouldn't. Question mark. I don't know. Oh my god. But yeah, we have a bit of an iconic matchup before us. Massive shout out to Dohi in the chat. Thank you so much for subscribing with the Twitch Prime. We really do appreciate the support. And I'm sure the players do as well. Not these players, but the other CranKy Ducklings. We'll be seeing them later on here in the night as Nightmare opens up with the Twilight Council.
Yeah, so Nightmare going to be opening up fairly standard. Meanwhile, Dream going for a very cheeky opening is going to be going for 3cc off the 1 racks. Probably going into a 3 racks as well.
Oh my god, so very greedy build coming out from Dream, but at the same time, Nightmare is going to be bringing the nightmares as he doesn't go for Blink, he's going for Glaives.
Yeah, I have to wonder if Nightmare is aware of Dream's propensity to do this, because Glaives is pretty unusual versus Terran, but versus Mass Marine, it is going to shred.
Yeah, it's going to be insane. I'm really curious to see how things are going to turn out here, and if Dream is able to get eyes on what's happening before it's too late, because we already have the Prism on the way. We have 3 more gates finishing up as well. I think that's 5 gates in total for Nightmare, maybe even 6. It's too late to count right now. And Dream, he hasn't been able to see this.
Yeah, not at all. And this is, yeah, at least 4 gates coming in with the 2 more finishing. Might be 5 or 6. And Glaives is going to hit hard, especially if it goes straight into the main. I think this might just be a straight up GG situation where Dream just doesn't have enough units to deal with this. And it's a funny thing with World Team League where players often create certain builds just to snipe each other out, knowing it's a best of 2 format. It does tend to be a bit more cheeky, a bit more cheesy than you might ordinarily see.
Yeah, 1 game is all you need in the best of 2 format. Here we go. The Adepts have finally been scouted. Dream does confirm this with an SCV. He's trying to get in position. He's actually trying to go into the mineral line so he can help with pulling some boys, just help buffer. But again, like, you never want to see this against Glaive Adepts.
Yeah, I think pulling the boys is something that he might have decided before he saw it was Glaives, and now he realizes there's just nothing he can do. Takes out the Warp Prism. That's a really nice catch there, but going to be losing the entire mineral line of SCVs.
Yeah, and you can argue that this is already worth it here for Nightmare. I mean, he's already done so much damage. He commits to the Shade as well just to keep a couple more of these alive, be a little bit more of a nuisance, and Dream is down to 29 workers.
Yeah, Dream already significantly set back by this. He does have 3 CC with orbitals, so he will be able to recover if he can get this under control. But Nightmare already going for a second prism, and once that second prism gets in, it's going to be very difficult for Dream to stabilize.
Yeah, and it looks like Nightmare is also transitioning. We have Blink on the way as well for a bit of a more robust army. We do see that Dream is trying to recover here with that triple CC, as you were saying, but more Adepts are showing up!
Yeah, more Adepts jumping straight into the natural. Dream going to have to pull away, and the biggest problem here is that he doesn't have mining, and he desperately needs to get that marine count up. There's just not enough here to deal with this. He's going to be able to get this around with the SCVs, but SCVs fighting Glaive Adepts, not what you want to see.
Yeah, you never want to be seeing that. The Adepts even survive. We have more Adepts shading in towards the main base as well. I believe the second prism is out. No, the fresh mules!
Yeah, these 4 Adepts, they are one-shotting these SCVs with the quickness, and it does look like these last few Adepts are going to be cleaned up, but the damage has been done. 21 SCVs going down.
Yeah, the Adepts are just too fast and too furious here. Dream is trying to keep up, but Nightmare is drifting all over the main.
I do worry a little bit for Nightmare, though. He hasn't been probing behind this. He's been on 41 probes. Dream has managed to stabilize enough to get his SCV count up. If he can survive whatever the follow-up all-in is from Nightmare, he's actually not in a bad position. I mean, looking at the supply, he's actually up on supply.
Hey, it's crazy. The power of triple orbitals, of triple CCs, I didn't believe, but now I have to be a believer. Can Dream hold on? Blink is already done, by the way, and oh my god, Nightmare is not stopping. He's going for a Dark Shrine behind this.
Yeah, there we go. And I do worry about this mineral line. We see a lot of these SCVs low on health, but Dream with a quick pull is going to be saving most of those. Just 1 or 2 SCVs going down so far. Oh, but the SCVs are being pulled back in.
Oh my god, they're coming back in a little bit too. Pull out, puppy, pull out! As a lot of them are going to be going down. A lot of the Marines can really barely even fight with the Adepts as well, opting not to go for the fight in the end, but a lot more workers go down.
Yeah, and this is a moment Nightmare has been looking for. It looks like things are starting to get a little bit out control of Dream's hands, and more SCVs going down, more Marines going down. More importantly, if he can't get the critical mass of bio that he needs, this is just going to spiral out of control. It's going to snowball. Oh,
he's going for the force field as well. He has a cheeky sentry just to force field the ramp if he ever needs to. What a madman. He doesn't need to at the moment. GG gets called and Nightmare takes the first game.
GG. Bit of a frustrating loss there, but Dream managing to... I feel like he did get a little bit build order counted there. I'm not sure if Nightmare prepared that specifically, knowing Dream might go for something like that on this map, but yeah, that was a rough one for Dream. He held on for a long time, but it just snowballed out of control eventually.
It really did, and it was really unfortunate that it did seem to counter Dream. Like, as much as preparation comes into play, I don't know if I want to commit to saying that Nightmare anticipated that Dream would open up 3CC, and that's like a common thing that he does on Stargazers. I don't know if I want to go that far, but regardless, it like, you know, the fates kind of turned and smiled in Nightmare's direction a little bit here. That was a rough first game for Dream.
Yeah, absolutely. But Dream did show his quality in that game, almost stabilizing. And I think if he can play something a little bit more standard in the coming match, especially considering it's going to be his map choice, he has a decent chance. I mean, that is a map where possibly he just feels a bit uncomfortable on Stargazers as well and just wants to go for something that's going to give him a lead if he gets away with it.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because, to be honest, even though Dream may have lost the first game, like I don't think that game really showed kind of the skill set of the players and what really he is capable of. It was just an unfortunate turn of events of builds, and there's only so much you can do given the scenario, given the situation, as he was already dealt a bad hand to begin with. So I do think that he has the mindset, he has the mental to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, having a look at, I want to have a quick look at the rest of the matchups that we have tonight. Cham versus Rattata in particular, that's a really interesting one. I mean, Cham's been popping off, taking some big names in ZVZ lately. I think this could absolutely go either way.
I really can. I'm looking, of course, I always look forward to every one of these matches. Cham versus Rattata, Ryung versus Nice as well. They've both been in their own form, in their own respective region. Oh my goodness, there we go. We now have our map of choice. Dream has chosen Data Under the Sea.
Yeah, interesting choice to go for Data C. I have to think that Dream is feeling like he's the stronger player if this game goes on for a little while, goes into a later game. And Data C is going to be a map that allows him to defend into that late game where he might have the advantage.
Oh, exactly. We'll see if he can pull it off, if he can get into a more safe and secure position. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Data Under the Sea, we have, representing Team GP, Nightmare.
And in the bottom left-hand corner of the map for Good Game Gaming, GGG, this is Dream.
And as we get into this, I want to, give a special shout out to Kuro, as she is handling the production and has always been handling the production of World Team League throughout this entire season. Can you keep track of anything that we may miss when it comes to the drinking game, Kuro? Because at a certain point, we're not going to be able to keep up.
Yeah.
So,
you're keen, puppy.
It's the New Year's, Poppy. It's the New Year's,
okay.
you know? I wouldn't spend it any other way, Poppy. Let's go.
We have to spend it together one night to make everything right.
All night long, Poppy. All night long.
Oh, it's getting hot in here.
Oh my god.
Oh. As here we go, we are going to be seeing pretty standard builds coming out from both players. If I have to make a prediction, I feel like with a big map like this, with a player like Dream, it feels reasonably likely that we're going to be seeing a proxy starport. It's just a pet build of his. It's a perfect map for it. But here we go. Going to be sending a late scout, actually a rack scout. So feeling very confident here.
Oh, yeah, and should he be feeling confident right now, especially after losing that first game? I mean, I would think so, I'm sure he doesn't feel too bad about the situation that he was in the end. So, yeah, is going to be able to get into the main base, is going to be able to get a full scout off and confirm that there is no proxy or anything crazy going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So just going to be sneaking around. It does see as well that the warp gate is started up immediately, so should make it a little bit more likely that we're not going to be seeing that Stargate, but anything is possible as we do see that first Reaper heading out. And is this SCV going to make a little detour? Oh, it's a Locust.
I see what you're trying to do. You're like, Hojo? Yeah. Not yet, Papi. No. Are we going to stay on it?
Oh, he didn't stop.
Oh, he didn't stop. You know why? You know why? I don't know if you noticed. Yaku and I, we did notice that we actually have a new observer this week. So they don't know the meta. They don't know that we have to linger on the logos for a good minute.
Yeah, and give it a little bit of a zoom in as well.
Yeah.
Well, to start things off here for Nightmare, we're going to see this Adept just poking out at the front. We've got Dream doing his due diligence, keeping all his units at home, has the bunker as well, and Nightmare is going to be going into a Twilight Council.
Oh, yeah, so as you were calling earlier, unlikely to be a Stargate, it is that Twilight Council in the end. This time, it is not going to be Glaive Adepts. I do appreciate that Nightmare is kind of shifting up his builds, not going for the same thing 2 games in a row. He was very prepared in the first game. Here, he is going to be transitioning into Blink.
Yeah, and there we go for Dream. Just a very standard build going for the Mind Drop. This should match up just fine with what Nightmare's going for. We're just seeing a couple gates. Oh, there's the extra gate. Is this 4 gates? I can't tell. I think it might be.
I think it's 3. I think there's 1 in the main and 2 on the way in the natural. I could be mistaken here as the Reaper
That's 2 in the main.
Is that 2 in the main?
Yeah, it's 4 gates, it's 4 gates.
Oh, here we go. It's 4 gates.
What an animal.
We can count. Oh my god. So the aggression is real from Nightmare with the 4-gate Blink Stalker. Dream still hasn't been able to put to piece this together. He hasn't been able to scout and counter the gateways at the natural. Ooh, as the Reaper goes down. Or goes up.
Yeah, Reaper is going to be going down. We see 3 Stalkers there for Dream. Already a little bit suspicious. We see a tank being started up. We got the eBay on the way. Going to be sending out that mine drop as well. I'm glad he's going for a 2-mine drop and not a 3-mine drop. Does mean his tanks will be out a little bit earlier, and that's definitely going to help. But 4-gate Blink, this is a build that Nightmare goes for quite a lot and out of quite a few different openings as well.
Yeah, exactly. And this mine drop is going to give Dream a little bit of scouting information as well to try and piece together what is going on so he can respond. Thankfully, he will have 1 tank out in time for these Stalkers, but is it going to be in position as the mines do drop into the natural? But Nightmare has eyes on this.
Yeah, Nightmare with a quick reaction, and Dream not really going to see just yet what's going on. Does see a lack of units, so can probably piece together there's some Stalkers putting some aggression on, but still have to wait and see if he realizes just how committed Nightmare is.
Yeah, and where is that first tank? It looks like the natural base is looking a little bit exposed here. Decent target firing by these Stalkers does take down some of those SCVs, and the bunker is going to go down as well.
Yeah, very interesting reaction from Dream. Saw a quick pull to help with the bunker. I think even some pre-pulled SCVs, and thought better of it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And in the end, the bunker went down anyway. The tank isn't in position to really cover this location. So the natural base, it may even be forfeit. No, he's going to be pulling the boys.
Yeah, there we go. Pulls the boys to help defend. Does lose one of these tanks, though. The mine is going to be burrowing in the main. That should get a nice shot off while Nightmare is distracted microwave.
Oh. There we go. 6 workers are going to be going down. Not a bad trade here for a single mine. Meanwhile, Nightmare is having a hard time, but no, I spoke too soon because the Prism is in the main.
Yeah, Prism is in the main, dropping in all those Zealots. Zealots going to come in from the other side. The Blink aggressively on the tank. I think the repair is going to be good, but there is just nothing here to deal with the Zealots. The Prism is still alive as well.
Oh my god, Nightmare is all over Dream right now. 1 tank is barely surviving with the mass repair. I can't believe it. It will be able to get away with his life, but so little mining is going on right now. Dream is being pulled apart.
Yeah, and there is nothing to stop this next warp in, and I think this is the warp in that kills him. We do see there's a little bit of supply left at the natural, but this is really starting to snowball. Dream is in such a rough spot right now.
Yeah, Dream is try-hard microing that 1 drop across the map to try and do something to try and come back. Unfortunately, everything else is on fire. Every single worker went down in the main base. 19 SCVs falling. Now we do see a couple of SCVs trying to survive and trying to get a couple of minerals in. The main base is going to go down!
The main is gone. With that instant GG, Nightmare takes a surprise 2-0 over Dream with some very cheeky builds.
I'm surprised. Nightmare is not surprised. He's like, yep. just an honest day's work. Just 2-0's Dream, and now I'm gonna go to my New Year's Eve party.
Wait, I don't want to be pessimistic, but 2022 wasn't the best year. Starting 2023 with Nightmare defeating Dream. I don't know.
Mate, why are you gonna do Dream dirty like that? You're like, damn, start the year off with a 2-0 loss. Time to pack it up. Azure
no, not Dream. Right the year itself.
Oh, okay.
And Nightmare and Dream, the concept, Papi. We don't have to do Dream like that. He's just a Terran. I expect this.
You're going 1 step further. You're like, no, not Dream. Life, Papi. just
life. Nightmare is the nightmares are defeating dreams.
Oh my god, Smurge, Papi, Smurge. To be fair, it isn't the new year in Korea yet. You know, they still got an hour left, I think. As I'm pretty sure we're 2 hours ahead. So, you know, it's okay. It's okay. The slate can still be wiped clean.
They can rematch in an hour. For the fate of 2023.
Oh my god, we'll be here for it, as that is a great result for Team GP to start off the series with a 2-0. Can they keep this up? As getting ready for our second match, it's gonna be another TVP.
Yeah, so this one's a very exciting one. Ryung versus Nice. Kind of feels like Ryung is this player that not quite what he used to be, but still an extremely strong player, whereas Nice is becoming almost transcendent now from the region of Taiwan, where he's starting to become a player that's really noticeable on the world stage, not just in his region.
Yeah, Nice has kind of risen. He's broken free from his own region and gotten a little bit of international recognition, which is great to see, especially for his own region as well, putting it on the map. So Nice is definitely no pushover. In saying that, neither is Ryung. You know, I know that sometimes you can be a little bit pessimistic, but I always want to believe. I believe that every time Ryung plays, he rolls a dice and he either clowns on us or he looks amazing.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see which one we get tonight.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty accurate. He's a hard player to be a fan of sometimes because he can beat the best in the world and he can lose to a lot of people as well.
Yeah.
It's you never really know which Ryung is going to show up, and he's a player that when he is feeling it, when he's in the zone, he has some of the best anticipation and game sense of any Terran. But yeah.
It's just one of those things where, like, when he's in the zone, mate, he's in the zone. But when he's not, he really isn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of these things where Ryung was a player that I always kind of knew he was pretty good, but it wasn't until we casted that game that he had against Dark, where he 2-0'd him in pretty standard games and totally kept up with the multitask, took him to the late game, and outplayed him in the late game. That was kind of eye-opening. It was you play like this all the time.
Exactly. I think what was so sad is that we casted that series versus Dark. For those wondering, I believe it was in the Africa Cup qualifiers. It's on YouTube. After that, we casted him in another TVZ, and he decided to like cheese 2 games in a row, and he just he fell on his face, and it's like, mate, what happened? Like, you don't have to do this, puppy. What are you doing?
This is what Johnny tells me. He's like, just macro. Your macro is good. Stop cheesing me. It never works.
True, puppy, true. Ryung has to break free from the Asher mindset, from the mindset of the weak, and he needs the mindset of the king.
Well, he will definitely need the mindset of the king going up against such a strong Protoss as Nice. And Nice, coming from the Taiwan region, I would say he's almost an outlier in the way that he plays, in that it's not completely insane.
Yeah, I agree. Like, he can mix it up from time to time, but he's a lot more standard. And oh my god, our livers are being saved. I was about to call a shot, but spawning in the top top left hand corner, representing Team GP, Ryung.
And in the bottom right hand corner of the map for Good Game Gaming, it is Nice.
Oh, I took a sip anyway. Oh, that's smooth.
Is it?
Well, it's caramel infused tequila, so it doesn't kill your throat on its way down like it usually does. You know, it's like silk.
I'm a big fan of normal tequila. So.
Oh yeah, like I want it to attack.
I want it to burn. Yeah.
I want it to kill me, puppy. If it's not killing me.
Tequila where there's the one that kind of like smooths over and it's fine. And there's the one that like has these spikes of hot and cold.
Yeah.
I like the spikes of hot and cold. I like that kind of tequila.
It makes me know that I'm still alive. Puppy.
Yeah. I want it to hurt a little bit, just a little bit.
I need you to hurt me. Not too much, but I need you to hurt me.
just the right amount. Tequila respects safe words. That's what's important.
Yeah. Boundaries are set, you know? Like, it's not actually going to kill you unless you want it to.
It just feels like it.
Yeah, it just feels like it.
Aye. But here we go. We are going to be seeing an honorable macro start from both players, neither opting to scout.
Oh, you say honorable macro start. Ryung is on 1 base, puppy.
Yeah, it's fine. It's normal now.
It's normal to go for a Rax factory before CC?
Yeah, it's a double gas build.
That's normal for Asher, bro. Oh my god.
We've been talking about this, lad. It's the new meta. Double gas opening in TVP.
Oh my god. True.
This is how you do it.
This is how you do it. Not gonna lie, I think that one sip ruined my brain because I thought Ryung was in a TVZ. That's why I was like, he's crazy.
Yeah.
That
would be crazy.
Yeah, normal.
Nice is playing Protoss.
Yeah. He's confirmation. Nice is Protoss. Everything is fine.
I'm strong tequila. As we do see, he is going to be opening up with a Stargate.
It's from 1910, puppy.
They don't make it like this anymore.
They don't make it like this anymore. This is old enough to be dead right now. Oh.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, here we go. We are going to be seeing Cyclone start from Ryung. Bit of a Dolan build. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, as we're gonna get a little bit of a pause here. So unfortunately, we're getting a little bit of latency. We did experience this earlier when myself and Yaku were casting, so hopefully it doesn't affect us too much here.
I think it's worth a sip.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. This technically a delay. It feels really wrong to be sipping out of a shot glass, not gonna lie. It feels
that's how you're meant to drink tequila. You're meant to kiss it.
You meant to kiss it?
Yeah. Well, you're meant to do it in 3 sips, and the first sip is the kiss.
Oh, I've never done. I always just do it.
Okay.
I always just put it all in, you know? Just
you don't even get to know each other first?
No, I don't want to know it. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to put it in, Bobby. What do you mean?
You don't want to know its name the next day.
No. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, you know? How do you think I have so many kids, mate? What are you talking about? What are you...
That's fair. You don't have the money to be staying in contact.
It's true. It's not possible, mate. It's not possible.
No, I remember learning the proper Mexico way of having the tequila is 3 sips. So you have you kiss, then you taste, and then you finish.
Yeah, you finish.
I wish I didn't word it like that. This cast is getting out of control at the first sip.
The second sip, the second sip.
That's a big sip, lad.
What do you mean? You said 3. It's two-thirds done now. Two-thirds done. Yeah, it's beautiful. Wow. I was gonna say something silly, but now I've forgotten. Yeah, it's fine. The Mexican. Well, that's the thing. You were talking about the Mexican way to drink tequila, but I'm not Mexican. I don't know how.
Okay, that's fair.
You know? In
what is
South
the Peruvian way?
We just do it.
To drink La Tequila.
You know the way, Papi. You know the way.
We don't pull out. We just go.
That's why I've got like 12 aunties and uncles, Papi. That's why the family's so big.
Yeah. There we go. We are seeing that first Phoenix in, dipping in for a little bit of a scout, and it's going to see researching on that starport. So already knows that it's likely to be a Cloak Banshee. Ryung, does he care?
Oh, does he care? The answer is he has some nice facial hair right now. He's turning into dark.
Tidy.
He's like a trimmed up dark. Look at that. Am I crazy? Does he have a goatee?
Yeah, a little bit. He kind of looks like a Japanese artist.
Or like a samurai.
Like a Ronin.
Yeah.
I think Dark's got that. Dark's got the monopoly on that.
True. Well, Dark is like the emperor, and Ryung is like the outcast, you know?
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
Dark has definitely set the meta in that way.
True.
But yeah, interesting reaction by Ryung. He's actually going to be cancelling out that cloak, just making the one Banshee, sending that straight across the map. Oh, nope, there it is. It is just chilling at the natural, so doesn't want to fly that into Phoenix. Makes a lot more sense, to be honest.
Yeah. You were talking about, like, does Ryung care about the Stargate opener and the Phoenixes? The answer is yes. He doesn't want to throw away any resources needlessly. He respects the ability of Nice to hunt down his Banshee, so he's not going to risk it. He's going to keep his Banshee at home and not going to overcommit. Unfortunately, this is a little bit worse for wear for Ryung, because the likelihood of this Banshee really doing anything is a little bit lower now, so it does kind of slow down his overall build, but at least he's adapting, at least he is transitioning.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's immediately thrown down a third CC, which is a really nice reaction to Stargate, sorry, because there's just
Yeah.
not really that much potential for a big attack starting out with Stargate. You're dumping so much gas into all these Phoenix, and behind this, Nice is just going for a fast third, going quite greedily into all his gateways, realizing that no pressure is on the way, and is going to be going into Phoenix Colossus.
Oh, beautiful. It's what we all know and love about this matchup, as of course Nice is fully aware of that. Just to touch on what you were saying, I completely agree with you there, where a great way to respond to this kind of air control and air superiority is to just mass expand and to be a little bit more greedy, because there's no real way to be punished for that. So Ryung, he's kind of adopting that mantra as well, just getting into his production, getting into his tech, throwing down some tarts as well. He's trying to be a little bit cheeky with his Banshee, and we'll see if he can get past. It looks like a Phoenix is going to run into it, though.
Yeah, nice drop by Nice just to spread out his Phoenix, and oh god, nice drop by Nice.
Does that count? Does that count as a bad pun? Is that do we
bad
sip to
pun
that?
one of the? It's pretty bad, whatever it is. I think it's worth a sip.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Nice is gonna kill us. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Oh yeah,
No,
absolutely.
we need to put a cap on this.
I'm doing my best, but that one slipped through. As we do see the turrets are going to be in position, they are going to be knocking back some of these Phoenix, but Phoenix just trading a bit of shields for the SCVs, not a bad trade at all. Meanwhile, we do see Ryung is starting to gear up for a little bit of a push out. He is pretty light on supply, so I don't really see the opportunity to go for a big push here, but he might want to take a bit of map control.
Yeah, he may just want to feign a little bit of aggression here, move out a little bit and not overcommit. We'll keep an eye on things, not just us, but also Nice will keep an eye on things, because, oh, never mind. The Observer does get sniped.
Server goes down, but Nice is going for a great response to this. He's going to be going for a very fast fourth base. He realizes that Ryung is playing economic, and this is one of the difficulties with going for a more economic build with Terran is if the Zerg or Protoss does recognize what you're doing, they can kind of outgreed you. And look how much Nice has been skimping on the units. He barely has anything at home. He's just going to try to delay this push for as long as he can, and then start mass warping in when the push arrives. And he's already getting a lot more gateways up.
Yeah, exactly. He's also doing a great job at just stemming the tide and keeping Ryung at home. Even with his Phoenixes, he's able to deny that Widowmine drop as well. So Ryung just isn't having an easy time at punishing the greed, or maybe an impossible time of punishing the greed here of Nice, not recognizing how few gateway units Nice really has at his disposal.
Yeah, exactly. Nice is being very oppressive with these Phoenix, doing a great job, just kind of dancing back and forth. I would like to see from Ryung, if he's not going to go for this push, maybe throwing down a fast fourth of his own.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that production tab. Widowmine shot's going to be going off. Not too bad here for Ryung, but he's going to need a little bit more for that. Meanwhile, we do have those gateways finishing up. We do have a lot of Zealots here to back up these Colossi, and Nice is moving out.
Yeah, and there we go. That fourth is now on the way in a nice, safe location. And we are going to be, I know, ignore it. We are going to be having 3 Colossus starting to move in for a bit of a push.
I did take half a sip for the earlier one, though. I did do that. I'll fess up. I'll fess up. What else is also really disturbing a little bit here is that Nice is taking a 5th base as Ryung is taking a 4th. So perpetually ahead right now. He's pushing it forward. He's looking to dive on top of this army. Does pick up those tanks.
Yeah, he's absolutely smashing through, and the SCV is going to have to be pulled. These Colossus have barely been damaged at all, and they are tearing through the Marines. Most of the Zealots are going to be taken out. 1 Colossus going down, but these Archons are uncontested.
Oh my god, very nice control there from Nice. He was unperturbed by those SCVs. The control, the target fire on the Bio Army was insane from those Colossi. Ryung barely has anything left. He's forced to pull the boys from his pocket base.
Yeah, and his SimCity really working against him here. Those Colossus are going to get wonderful swipes there, and GG. Very comfortable game played by Nice, though.
Nice.
Nice indeed.
Oh my god, very, very solid gameplay there. Able to get the map control early on with his Phoenixes, and able to be very greedy behind it as well. This is kind of what we expect to see from this kind of like current meta, especially when going Phoenix Colossi. And unfortunately, Ryung had a really hard time moving out. There were a couple of times, where he tried to move out with his Banshee, where he tried to go for a Widowmine drop, and every single time there were Phoenixes to stop it.
Yeah, it really felt like Nice read that game perfectly. He was greeting when he needed to greet, and he went for the attack when he needed to go for the attack. And as you were pointing out, even had a fifth behind that. So as long as he staved all of his tech units there, that didn't have to kill Ryung at all. It was just a bit of a bonus that it did.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's a little bit concerning to think about, right? The fact that Nice showed up is like, hey, you know, if I kill you, that's great. If I don't, that's also great. And then he just rolls over Ryung there. That's not what we really want to be seeing here in this matchup. And I hope Ryung is able to stay or is able to, you know, maintain his mental stability here in this TVP.
Like how Nice for just a short moment there was like a New York, like Long Island gangster. It's, hey, what's the matter?
Hey. It's you know, I don't try and you know, push a narrative onto players. It's just who they are, you know. It's who he be.
It's just the feeling that you got from the swagger of his units.
I did get the New York gangster feeling. Hey.
I'm walking.
I'm walking here.
Well, he did have a very comfortable time in that game, but the next map he's going to be Waterfall, and with Ryung picking out this map, I have to think he's going to have something very cheeky, something very aggressive in store for Nice here.
Yeah. I'm sure he's looking to have a very Oliveira time.
I don't know if that works, Sled.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work at all.
I know what you're saying, but
I messed
I'm
up
not
the
sure
wording.
if it works.
I wasn't meant to say time. I was meant to say Oliveira instead. I said both.
He's having a nice time, Oliveira. It's just like a first and last name now.
Yeah, yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, the player Time, the Terran, recently changed his name, I believe, permanently to Oliveira.
Yeah, Time doesn't exist anymore. You know, neither does Paynon. He has now, you know, he's actually a really big fan of the CranKy Ducklings, and he was a little bit jealous when, if you remember, Iba actually got Polish citizenship. And he wanted to kind of take notes himself, and now he's Brazilian.
Oh, I see. I was wondering where you're going there. As we do see, yeah, it was Ryung in the bottom left-hand corner for Team GP, and in the top right-hand corner for Good Game Gaming, it is Nice. It did. We've made a mistake. We've made a horrible mistake. As we do see this one SCV, just going to be trapped in the corner a little bit here from that cheeky pro, but not going to be losing it is Ryung. It does feel like Nice being a little bit more aggressive with the probe, feels a bit of the momentum in this series and just wants to bully Ryung a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's part of that New York Mafia mantra, right? Like when you know that you're ahead, you don't walk away, you put some dirt in it, you know? You just kick them while they're down.
You show him, I'm the king of Waterfall. Nothing gets through here without my word.
Get out of here.
Oh.
Oh my god.
And Ryung not going to be taking any of that. Does actually take out that scouting probe. So nice little mental victory for him there. He's just going to be poking out to check that nothing else cheeky's going on. There's no proxy gateways in his base or anything like that. And looks like he isn't going to be going for any really fast aggression with that double gas. He's actually going to be going for a fast expand.
Yeah, oh my god. So Nice is going to be going for a bit of a faster expansion there. Likewise, I believe Ryung did end up skipping his Reaper as well, going for a Marine first. So our openers are coming out strong here. Even earlier, I think you may have mentioned it, but Ryung did go for a gas expand.
Yeah, exactly. So just going for that very fast expand and not really going to be scouting either, just kind of poking around with that Marine. With the standard probe scout coming out from Nice, he should feel fairly confident that it's not going to be a proxy. Often those aren't paired, but at the same time, we'll have to be keeping an eye on Ryung to see what he's going for here. There still is the possibility that he could go for a big two-base play, but looking like he wants to play this one out a bit more standardly.
Yeah, we'll see kind of where this all leads, especially after how game one came to fruition. I don't know if that's really what Ryung wants, especially because even here on Waterfall, Nice is still going for a Stargate opener. I don't think I'd be too surprised if he does try to make that Phoenix Colossi style work again. Maybe a little bit harder to pull off here on Waterfall, but not impossible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to agree with you there as well. It didn't feel like that game really went well for Ryung at all in any capacity. And I'm definitely hoping he's going to mix it up a little bit, unless there was something where he thinks he saw an opening there or thinks that he particularly messed something up that he can fix in this game.
Yeah, I think we were talking about it ourselves in that game. There was maybe a period, an opening where he could have gone for a bit of a timing attack, where Nice was being a little bit too greedy, and maybe Ryung thinks that he can hit that timing. We'll see, as he is going to be opening up with a bit of a Widowmine drop. Likewise, Nice is opening up not with the Phoenix, but going Oracle first.
Yeah, there we go. So Oracle first. A nice adjustment to the smaller map is going to help a little bit dealing with any kind of marine move out, and he's going to be going for this aggression with the 3 adepts and the Oracle. This is, very hero-esque, and with the Twilight Council coming up straight behind this, I'm wondering if this is going to be an Oracle into Blink.
Oh, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, clearly we don't have a commitment into Phoenixes, so Nice is adapting to the map. He's not going to be going for the same kind of composition and overall game plan as game number 1, and we'll see where this all takes us. Maybe he was watching Nightmare. Maybe he was, he was a little bit interested by those Glaive Adepts. Unlikely, but I want to believe.
Definitely possible, but no. Instead, going to be going for, it's actually going to be a 4-gate Blink behind the Oracle. Funnily enough, something that I did see Nightmare do quite recently, and it is a really nice way to play off the Oracle. It's not really what you're expecting here as Ryung, but Ryung actually going to be going for a tank rather than a Cyclone here. So for whichever reason that he is going for this, it is going to turn out quite nicely for him.
Yeah, exactly. Tanks are crucial here in the defense against 4-gate Blink Stalkers, and he will have 1 very early on. He may have 2 by the time the army moves out across the map. Meanwhile, at the same time, we do have Widowmine drop in towards the natural base, but a very nice, fast reaction from Nice.
That's a very nice reaction from Nice.
We're taking this in.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. I'm going to finish my first shot glass. Let's go.
Oh, okay. Oh dear. As here we go, we are going to be seeing Ryung just macroing on up. He's going for a second tank. I'm really glad to see that for him, because with all this Blink aggression headed his way, that could definitely have gotten him in trouble if he skipped out on that tank. But I'm starting to think Nice might not be fully committing to this.
Yeah, I mean, especially because we have another form of tech and that third base on the way. So a little bit odd, to say the least. You could argue maybe this was a safe play just to have a little bit of extra production to work with. But I'm also a little bit surprised.
Yeah, definitely a bit perplexed by this one. Looks like he's not really going to be making that many Stalkers. Perhaps just saw something that made him think better of this, and we are going to be seeing that mine drop being cleared up. We do have a bit of aggression on the way, but it's going to be Storm and Charge that he's going into, so looking for a bit more of a macro game, looking to control the map a bit more, maybe realizing that Ryung will be prioritizing units over any eco here.
Yeah, very interesting, and I do think that he's going to be getting away with this, especially because if Ryung even thinks about hitting a bit of a +1 timing with Stim, by the time it does finish up, we should already have Storm, especially with those chrono boosts being used on it. So I do kind of worry here for Ryung. Nice is doing a great job at containing him here, at spreading out his units and keeping an eye on any kind of potential third.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is starting to look a little bit difficult for Ryung. He's probably going to be losing his timing here. We'll have to wait and see if he can cotton on to the fact that it is going to be something like this this style of opening. Maybe if he drops a scan and sees that there's no extra gases at the third, something like that. If he does notice, I know Mari quite often has been going for a little bit of a drop with the Raven. That can be one way to help deal with Storm, is to split up your attack amongst a few different areas, but he's definitely going to have to be careful not to just charge headlong into some High Templars.
Yeah, and I worry that that's kind of what he's going for. I'm going to have to eat my words a little bit, because there we go. A third CC is now on the way. I was caught between two worlds if Ryung was going to go for a 2-base all-in or not. But now that we have a third, I guess he does seem to look to transition at some point. For the time being, he's just trying to break on free. He's trying to push away any kind of scouting information here for Nice. And here we go. The main army is pushing through the center of the map.
Yeah, there we go. Great scan there. Sees all the High Templar. That is absolutely crucial. And he's going to know that he needs to be a lot more careful with this push now. He's definitely going to take his time, but nice with a fantastic little shade in there. He's going to be getting some good damage.
Yes, a couple of workers are going to be going down. He's also distracting the reinforcements as well. He's buying a lot of time here for that main engagement. Meanwhile, at the same time, Ryung is trying to find a way, but his army does get tagged. We do have 4 storms available. We have to be careful not to use too many of them. We do have 1 just to zone away the army a little bit, just to keep Ryung in check. Oh!
Yeah, and there we go. Ryung just splitting forward just a few of those Marauders, trying to see if he can get any pickoffs on the High Templar, just trading the health on those more beefy units, and he can just bring them back, heal them up. So has been good from Ryung so far, and he's just going to keep pushing forward as slowly as he can. This is a nice little feature of this map as well. The reinforce is so quick.
It is really quick, but at the same time, the storms do blanket the army here. We do see Ryung running on past anyway. It looks like he may just have a little bit too much bio. I don't think we have any storms left.
Yeah, there we go. The Oracle does go down, and it does look like we have no storms left, so going to have to see some Archons morphed in. We see the shield battery overcharge being committed up on the high ground, but Ryung attacking from every angle. Good little surround by the Zealots will be taking out the tanks, but the mines deal with those, and suddenly there is barely anything left for Nice at all.
Yeah, even though the tanks go down, what about the bio army? We do have a very, very fast warp in here of these Zealots. Is it going to be enough to buffer? It looks like it barely will not.
Yeah, there we go. He's going to charge on in. Does get on top of the Robo. And there we go. Ryung taking the win and tying things up.
Oh, GG. Well played. All I wanted was a bit of a close-up on that lovely face. As Ryung ties it up 1-1.
Yeah, there we go. Ties it up. And with that beautiful, distinguished facial hair. Won't be reacting too much. He's just, you know, abiding by that Sun Tzu mantra. Not letting his emotions get the best of him.
Exactly. He's too cool for that. He does, you know, have a very nice reaction there. Does do the bare minimum for his team. Does go 1-1 against Nice. And now he passes the baton over to his teammate Cham. Can he close it out here? As a reminder, because Nightmare took the 2-0, a 1-1 isn't good enough here for GGG. Rattata needs to win this 2-0 to take it to the ace match.
Yeah, Ryung, he's done his job here. He's put Team GP on match point here, and Cham, very strong player, very stylistic player as well. I have to think in ZBZ, he's going to be feeling very confident that he can take a map from Rattata.
Oh, yeah. I imagine so. You know, Cham, you were talking about it before. He has been on fire recently. I would say that he's maybe even the favorite in this series over Rattata, but it's a ZVZ. A lot can happen here, especially our European Zerg player can be very hyper aggressive, so it's not too clear cut. It is possible for him to bring it back for his team.
And Rufus is here for the bugs.
Rufio. Hello, Papi. Is he also drinking tonight?
No.
Oh.
He's not allowed. He doesn't like it. He's definitely sniffed near alcohol before, and he does not like the smell, which is fair.
Yeah. You know, he's too good for that. He doesn't need alcohol to have a good time.
He's like, oh, this is poison, and he's right.
He's not wrong, Papi. He's not wrong. Speaking of poison, here we go. Game number 1 is going to be on Tropical Sacrifice for this ZVZ. We can see the hexagons coming into play here. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this. Apparently, these two players are equal in strategy.
They're Zerg players. Should be fine for both of them.
Whoa, what are you trying to say, Papi? Oh my god. You're an animal, mate.
Is I go roaches a strategy?
Should we take a shot whenever Asher balance wines? Is that
Wait, I don't think you want to drink that much tonight.
Oh no.
That's one of those ones where it's not a good drinking game where the drinking game makes the rules happen more often.
Mm-hmm. True, you need to find a nice balance, you know? You need to 1 second.
Just looking at the players lining up, looks like whoever does these ratings, I would love to have a chat with whoever does these ratings. They have rated Cham quite a lot higher than Rattata, and I personally feel that these two players are very evenly matched, if not slightly in the favor of Rattata, at least historically.
Yes, I 100% agree. I do think that Rattata, especially because like he was picked up quite early on by GGG, there's a reason for that. He has had a lot more success historically, but there's a reason why we say historically, because we got to look back into the years past for that kind of information. I do think that in recent times, Cham has been more informed. He's been the player who just happens to be more firm, you know, a little bit more vigor in his step, you know, a little bit more vitality, if you will.
Yeah, he is, of course, the champion of LATAM currently. And here he is spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map for Team GP. It is Cham.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, representing Good Game Gaming GGG, it is Rattata.
And Rattata here, wasting no time at all. It's going to be a 12 full bit Cham.
Oh! Papi!
Cham going for, I believe this is a 13-12.
We have a 12 pool up against a 13-12, Papi. Oh my god.
I have to admit, I actually have no idea how this plays out.
I want to say that the 13-12 wins. I mean, like, okay, so a couple of things. One, of course, but what, I'm so confused. Hold on.
I mean, the thing that I'm thinking is a 12 pool, you get your hatchery, and you can probably defend the hatchery because you have a pretty similar amount of lings, but...
Cham has the hatch. That's the thing.
Oh, Cham has the hatch.
Yeah, he went for a 13-12, but he also went for a giga fast hatchery as well, which is very, very unorthodox for this build.
How? Oh, he skips the queen?
He skipped the queen. He's crazy.
I saw a hatch go down and I just assumed it was a 12 pool player.
No, it's a Cham's hatch is faster than Rattata's.
This is absolutely bizarre. Cham also going to be routing his lings in a bit of a strange way. The Overlord is going to catch that out, so he's bringing the lings back home, and this is going to work out so well for him. I think he just pulls off gas. He doesn't have to commit to the Baneling Nest and is just ahead.
Yeah, he will just be ahead right now. I mean, we'll see how things play out in the end. Cham was in the midst of moving out, but he actually spotted the lings of Rattata on the way, so he knew that all he had to do was defend. So far, he does hold on to his hatchery. The hatchery does sustain a little bit of damage, but he can afford to lose a little bit of HP on it.
Yeah, it does look like Rattata taking a little bit of a better ling fight until now, and oh yeah, nicely done. He's actually going to be out-microing Cham quite significantly there, and gets a little bit of a ling lead. Behind this, Cham remaining on gas, so does look like he's poised to take his Bane Nest, but Rattata going to get a full scout, and that is huge.
Yeah, this is very important right now. Rattata sees everything. He knows that now he has to be the one on the defense right now. Cham does finally pull out of gas, by the way. I don't see him actually throwing down a Baneling Nest. We'll see if he does end up going for it. Ling speed is about to kick in, though. He is soon to be the aggressor.
He's yawning. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care, mate. He's like,
man, he's like, I've played this game before. You think I haven't 13-12 into a 12 pool? I'm from NA, man.
I'm from LATAM, man. What do you think? I do this all the time versus eggs, Poppy. Let's go.
This is me and Zerklo have been doing this in customs all morning.
Here we go. The Lynx are going to full surround. The queen is going to be going down here with the reinforcements. It looks like the second queen is also going to be caught out off of creep. And the spine, is barely in range.
Yeah, a lot of damage going down there with ling speed kicking in. And it looks like this other queen is going to be taken down as well. So Cham already getting some very nice damage. Is going to be rushing up into the main as well. And Rattata's slow lings having a lot of trouble keeping up here.
Oh, God, exactly. He can barely keep up. He does have the numbers, though. It looks like Cham is backing off. He is droning from here.
Yeah, here we go. And Rattata still remaining gasless. So waiting to see if he's going to be throwing down a wall at the front, maybe, to help himself defend against these speedlings.
Yeah, the lings are coming back in. He wants the queen. He wants it, Poppy. He wants it.
And the queen is going to be going down. These lings just going to be dancing back and forth, trying to see what damage they can get. Nice little bit of drone micro from Rattata. Should be keeping things nice and safe, but Cham can be so annoying here.
Oh, he wants that drone, and he is going to be getting it here. Another drone is going to be going down. Cham, only one worker deficit. Now, even in workers here, bearing in mind that, of course, Rattata does have a lot of lings, and he's going for a counterattack.
Yeah, but there you go. Cham making a lot of lings of his own defensively, and Rattata, he can't get out. He is fully committed because he doesn't have that speed.
Oh, yeah, exactly. If I were him, I would try to maybe even focus on some of these drones. It looks like he will get one drone for his troubles, but only a single drone from here. Rattata is now taking a bit of a worker lead. There was no bailiness, unfortunately, so Cham can't really make full use of these lings in the main base. Things should be settling down from here.
Yeah, there we go. Rattata going to be taking his gases now. Is starting to look to take control of the front of his base, moving that spine forward as well.
Yeah, the spine does move on forward, but the lings just run past the spine. The wall is not, or there is no wall, period. So no drinks. But the lings do pick off a couple more workers. They force some more lost mining time here. And Cham has been able to slowly recover. Rattata still has a very nice drone lead, though.
Yeah, Rattata with a very solid drone lead, and I think once he starts to get up the kind of economy where he can wall off the front of his base here, it's going to be pretty hard for Cham to get any damage.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna try to, don't get us wrong, but again, both players are attempting to transition out of this. Cham is far behind in the drones, but that's a very quick lair.
Yeah, I like this. I think anything with roaches or banelings, it would have been really hard to make work, but lair is something a little bit more tricky that I think there are some possibilities here. Could this be for a fast... I suppose it could be for a Nidus.
I suppose so as well. I mean, a Nidus does kind of make sense, but you know what I want to see, especially off of these two gases, man? I want the Madman to go for a Spire.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see if a couple more gases go down. And right as we say that, 2 more gases going down. So looks like he is going to be going into Muta. And with the 12 pool opening of Rattata, he is going to be a little bit low on Queens as well, especially trying to get himself back into this game with a fast third. Definitely leaves himself vulnerable right now.
It really does. Oh my god. So we do see the Roach Warren finishing up here. Cham, we have confirmation that he's, of course, going to base Muta, but Rattata is looking to hit with Roaches before that happens. Can Cham recognize what's happening? Can he set up a defense and a Spine Force up in time to buy enough time for his Mutas?
Yeah, and Rattata kind of just yeeting these lings into the void. He does not have ling speed. This is just going to be getting rid of these, trying to trade them out as best as he can. Would have been nice to try a little bit harder to get a scout there, but unfortunately, all he's going to be seeing is that gas at the front.
Yeah, exactly. And Rattata knows what's going on. Maybe that gas was enough of a tip-off because we have a Nidus on the way. He's going to be hitting very quickly with Queens and with Roaches and Cham. He's going to have a hard time defending. He's droning right now. I don't know if he really can.
Yeah, so he does dip in. He does see extra gases. So he's seen 3 gases in total. That might be enough to start to put things together. At the same time, going straight into that Nidus. This is a funny ZBZ. It kind of feels like they're both just one-upping each other, where it's just kind of trying to hard counter every single movement, one after another. And I think Rattata might have found the top of this logic tree.
He's on top of the tree, mate. He is the star that we all wish to be. I think this is just gonna be checkmate, mate. Like, here we go. The Nidus is on the way. At Cham just now throwing down some spine crawlers, but against the massive wave of roaches, I don't know if he's ever gonna have enough here.
Yeah, we're having 10 meters pop, but with this Nidus popping out, we can bring the Queens over. We can start spreading creep. We can walk those Queens straight in. The Roach is going to be able to deal with the Queens of Cham as well, and I just don't see any way for these Mutas to be able to deflect 6 Queens here. GG is called.
GG gets called. Oh, and Rattata takes the first game after a very wonky back and forth there. As you were saying, a very entertaining ZVZ.
Yeah, I mean, at the start of that game, I was wondering, how does a 13-12 match up against a 12 pool, and I still don't know.
Yeah, because that wasn't a regular 12 pool. That was that wasn't a regular 13-12, sorry. That was a 13-12 where he invested into a very fast hatchery as well, which ate into his queen, it ate into his Baneley nest that he otherwise would have been able to throw down, which he never did, by the way, because he didn't have the minerals for it. Like, that was just a really, really weird start to the game.
Yeah, that was a very odd game. I still don't really know what to think about it. And Cham definitely set back a lot by the fact that Rattata won that little Ling skirmish at the front at the start of that game, and then got into the main, got that full scout, and Cham was just sitting there with 100 gas that he just didn't use because he got scouted.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So a little bit unfortunate that he wasn't able to make use of that gas. And now Rattata has a lead in this series, and Cham's map choice has been revealed. The Madman, he may have been a little bit sleepy in game 1, but here in game 2, he's looking to dance in the moonlight.
Yeah, there we go. We're going to have Moon Dances game at number 2, and this is a map, I can't say I've seen a lot of ZBZ on this map, and I think it's going to be pretty wild. I've thought a little bit about this, and I think Gasless might be a good build on this map, seeing as you can wall off the front and still take 3 bases.
Yeah, we've seen Gasless a couple of times, and you can argue in some ways it can be a little bit risky, but you can get away with that greed as well. I don't know if any of these players are the kind of player to be giga greedy though. Like as we saw in game 1, they want to get at each other's throats. They want to be on top of each other.
Yeah, that was a very scrappy, very aggressive game coming out from those 2 players, and I definitely expect the next one to be the same.
Oh yeah, I want to see them on top of each other once again, as well as in the top left-hand corner representing Team GP, it's Cham.
And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map for Good Game Gaming is Rattata.
Now, mistakes were made. So I poured myself another shot glass. Of pisco this time, not of tequila. And this is like nail polish, mate. This.
Oh yeah.
I took a sip and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I feel like pisco normally you mix it, don't you?
You do mix it. I don't have a mixer though. I just have it straight.
Oh. I have no advice for you. I think you're just going to have a good time. As we do see Rattata going to be going for a bit of a defensive pull first. Cham going for a hatch first. So it does feel like Rattata getting not quite the best of this matchup of builds.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I do worry. Well, I mean, I say I worry. I do think that, for the player who went hatch first, they're going to be a little bit better off here. I think they're rolling the dice a little bit, especially because of how aggressive they were in the first game. So I don't blame them. But alas, I do think Cham is going to have a bit of a lead here with the faster hatchery.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe just playing a bit more of a mind game here, going for that hatch first on such a small map. This is the shortest rush distance in the pool, so definitely a little bit of a out of left field play, but with the Overlord Scouts coming in, both players going to know what's up here, and Cham is going to be absolutely fine to just pop out a queen, pop out a couple of links to help deal with this.
Oh yeah, here we go. It's going to be on Rattata to try and catch up here in the worker count because of his faster lings, and it's going to try and focus down as many drones as possible. Cham should be able to minimize the damage though, as oh my god, he's going for a giga fast baneling nest, and hopefully he's able to deny the scout. Uh-oh. I said, oh.
Yeah, very fast baneling nest, but immediately scouted out by the Ling of Rattata. Rattata once again getting that scout into the main as he did last game and getting a full scout of everything that's going on. We're going to see a cancel, or we're going to see a commitment. We see a cancel on a lair.
Oh my god, he cancels and doubles down, Papi, as he's going for a giga fast lair, but Rattata isn't done with the scouting. He's coming back in.
He's going to get the rescout. He jumps back in. Is this Ling going to make it through? It is. It sees the lair.
It sees
Cham has been caught absolutely with his pants down. This is that terrible moment.
See, if Mia Micah was playing, he would cancel the lair and start the baneling nest.
Start the baneling nest.
Yeah. And this is why Mia Micah won the show match against Cham. Oh my god. So we are committing into Roach play. We do have a Roach Warren and +1 range. Even though this got scattered, this isn't the worst thing here for Cham committing into Roaches. If he was trying to go into mutas, then things would be a lot more worse for wear. Meanwhile, Rattata, he is looking quite good here. Takes a very fast third hatchery.
Yeah, fast third. Lair of his own, has a Roach Warren on the way. So he is absolutely equipped to deal with this in many ways. And finds himself in a pretty nice spot.
Oh boy, here we go. And yeah, I mean, we'll see if Cham can make something work here with this two-base play. He's making a lot of roaches right now, and I imagine he's going to be committing into a big push. And for the time being, Rattata doesn't have a lot of army supply of his own. He's actually in the middle of journey.
Yeah, so Rattata, he's going to need to get a little bit of a rescout. He's been so good with his scouting so far, just checking and double-checking what's going on, and I think now would be the perfect time to try to slip in, get that rescout. Meanwhile, Cham himself going to be scouting out both bases, sees the lair, sees that back base, sees the extra gases as well.
Oh boy, he does spot those gases, and I feel like if you're Cham, you got to commit, and he is right now. He doesn't have a third base on the way. He doesn't have more drones on the way either. You can see that he's stuck on 36 drones compared to the 50 of Rattata. He's committing to the all-in.
Yeah, and Rattata, he has no idea that this is coming. He is starting to set up at the front. He has his +1 on the way. He has that roach speed. I think this is going to be the first that he's seeing of this, and we're going to be seeing spines being thrown down. We see no reaction yet.
Oh my god, where is that reaction? Oh, he's supply blocked! No! Puppy.
His supply blocked. We immediately see him throwing down an extra roach warren, realizing that that roach warren at the front is absolutely going to be going.
Here we go. I mean, the roaches are going to be able to focus down this roach warren. It looks like he is going to be able to deny speed, sorry.
Yeah, there we go. So we are going to be seeing that the queen is going to be going down. The roach gets straight on in. GG is caught, and Cham gets the win.
Oh, Cham does get the win in the end. Rattata just being a little bit too greedy there. Oh my god. Not really something that we expected. Like, Rattata was in a really good position, all things considered, but that was a really, really unfortunate supply block. Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. Gets that supply block at a crucial time there, and Cham just going to be rolling on over there, and that's the 4-2 victory for Team GP.
Wow, there it is. GG, well played there by Team GP. Nightmare really carrying at the start of the series with his 2-0 over Dream, something that we really did not expect.
Yeah, absolutely. Something that we did not expect. And with that, Team GP getting the victory, and pretty important victory for them to be getting as well, coming up to the end of this season, as Team GP, they are right on the cusp of that 7th place spot.
Oh boy, they are on the cusp there, and now they're going to be that much closer. But before we get into more of that, we are going to be getting ready here for our own series. Coming up next, the CranKy Ducklings going up against Shopify Rebellion.
There we go. So don't miss it. That is coming up soon.